Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. We are so privileged to be in the situation to be able to honor our distinguished professor. Thank you, Chair Andre, and we are so honored to be here to honor teaching, learning, and research all at one time. Dr. Nanda, you embody the principles of this award. You are previously acknowledged with an Outstanding Professor Award in 2016. And I want to be sure I'm making it clear that you are a seasoned professor in information systems with a distinguished career spanning decades. You also have served as department chair in the College of Business and Economics multiple times and has made significant contributions to the field of research and teaching and service, which means that you are Golden Eagle proud and you do all the things that people ask you to, even when you may not want to. Your expertise extends across various countries. Your current research focuses on leveraging artificial intelligence to enhance student learning experiences. Today, you're going to discuss the evolution of your research from traditional database to website design to AI-driven curriculum development. You will share your insights and your experience, and you will emphasize the profound influence that AI is going to have on our lives. Your presentation will highlight how AI can be advanced and how we will all understand what's coming to us. Please join me in acknowledging and honoring our wonderful distinguished professor.
Thank you very much for those kind words. I'm humbled by your appreciation. I'm very, very happy and glad that I'm here today, and thanks once again. Thank you. And I want to thank all of you first for coming here, middle of the week and middle of the day, taking your time off. I'm really very appreciative of you being here. And I see a number of my colleagues here. Now I know who my friends are. Thank you. So I'm going to talk about AI. After 40 years of working, married life, children, and so on, technology still excites me. Recently I've got into artificial intelligence. Right now I'm on my sabbatical leave, and that's where I dwelled into artificial intelligence. I must say that it's mind-boggling simply. So I am keen on bringing artificial intelligence into the curriculum, and I'm going to show you the things that you can do. I think it will shake you. So with this, I made this presentation more like a TED Talk. Instead of dwelling into a lot of technical details into coding and so on, instead of that, talk about AI, what it can offer, give you examples so you can think about incorporating AI into the curriculum. Before I go further, if you want to get a copy of my slides, take a picture of this QR code. You can also follow it. By the way, when you download it on your phone, when you see it on your phone, download it so you get a better view of my slides. You can also go into the website and type the address pdplecture.ganesan.com, and you get the whole slides and a lot more additional things. All right, so what's my focus? I want to talk about the evolution of information systems from code-intensive development of information systems to now no-code development applications. The role of AI. So what does AI do right now? It brings information systems development to a lot more people. So that's what's going to do. So I will first demonstrate a website which I created for a conference without any programming at all, and prove to you that no-code programming does work and that it is the future, and AI has taken it to the next level. So the way that we develop websites and other applications right now, not all of them, some of them is through chatting instead of writing codes and so on. One of the things that deters people from majoring in information systems and probably computer science is coding. They don't want to do code. And the reason that we are able to get in here is the key word is generative AI. You would have heard about it. And I will explain as to how we started from Google Sites, search, went to synthetic AI and generative AI. We can introduce AI at the lower division of courses. I'm confident. I've been doing a lot of work. I stepped down from my chair position 1.5 months ago. Since then, I've been doing a lot of literature survey, and I must emphasize and say it is mind-boggling. The way I look at AI right now is you have a lot of information all over, a lot of information. AI is your UI to gather information. That's a user interface. So all of a sudden, you don't have to go to a user interface that's a website. Your user interface right now is chatting. You chat, get information, knowledge build, and so on. A brief background of myself. I've been here. I'm just starting my 40 years of service. It's the 40th year. Thank you. Still excited to come to school. My mom doesn't have to bring me to school anymore. So I'm a 3 times chair. A lot of time spent on curriculum. Designed 2 brand new programs. One in the past, one now BSIS. Right now we have a brand new program with cybersecurity, data analytics, and software development in the cloud. And our enrollment has gone up, by the way. It's not going up. This time the enrollment grew. I've also been designing websites, several of them, college website at one time, SharePoint website, advisement website. That's my, you can say it's a hobby. I enjoy doing it. Built computer labs, involved in advisement, 3 decades as graduate advisor and from time to time as undergraduate, involved in internships as well. So I'm bringing all these things together to come up with some ideas about how we can include AI in the curriculum. So when I thought what kind of topic I should start with, I can start about what I do in web design, full of code. You don't want to listen to it. How I have designed a LMS. My LMS is in Microsoft Teams. Again, technical. So I will talk about my current study in progress, which is AI incorporation in the curriculum. You have heard a lot about AI in writing, reading, generating ideas. So all the meetings I go, they ask me, how do I really incorporate AI in information systems curriculum? So I'll give you a background here, and I'm sure you will appreciate the things that are happening now. So the message I want to convey here is generative AI. The key is generative AI. It has exploded in the last 6 months, but to understand what it can do in our curriculum, you need to understand the practical applications. So I'm not going to talk in terms of conceptual things. I'll show you exactly what it can do, and there will be some takeaway for you. So what we can, as I said, you've got to start introducing it at the lower level and gradually move to the upper level. You can do it now. I have been campaigning for the inclusion of an IS literacy course in GE, a lot of opposition, tried twice, failed. Hopefully this presentation will persuade some of you to work with me to introduce that. AI, we have an Indian saying, a teacher is always a student. As AI learns, we learn. So a definition, quick definition, what is generative AI? It's a chatbot, for your understanding or my understanding, where you can use natural language to talk to the chatbot like ChatGPT, and it can create, generative AI is characterized by the fact that it can create new and original content. That's the biggest change. And the content can be images, text, music, or whatever it is. And the one that drives the generative AI is something known as a large language model. It accepts the way we talk. It's trained on a large amount of data from books and so on. And that's the one we'll be using. I work with 3 of them, Copilot, Gemini, and ChatGPT. You will hear a lot about Copilot simply because of the fact that's the one that's available on this campus. All right, just to give you an idea about where we started, in the past, we had, basically what we had was Google search. We will search, retrieve the information, then we make sense out of it. We synthesize. Now we have AI. AI started with something which I call as synthetic AI, ChatGPT 3.0. Now we have generative AI. What is synthetic AI? Instead of getting just the information, the synthetic AI, like ChatGPT 3, will synthesize the information and give you its synthesis. Generative AI, on the other hand, goes a step further, and it will create. I will show 3 examples here to give you a greater understanding of these things. So start from Google search, just search, you make sense out of it. Then synthetic, the chatbot will make some sense out of it. Third one is creative. That's the one we are in right now. So here is an example. If you go to Google search and say, how do I apply to the MSIS program? It will give you a couple of links. You go and click on the links, then you will search for the information. This is what we have been used to. You go and make sense out of the information that it gives you. You make the sense. Now, if you ask the same question in Google AI Gemini, a question like, there's a question, how do I apply for admission to the MSIS program at CSULA? You may not see it very clearly, so I'm going to read it. It will give you the steps. You submit an online application. Here are the application materials that you need to submit. So it's different from the search Google. Here it is synthesizing the information for you. That's the one. So if you ask the same question, Copilot, it's much more clear. It tells you university application, go to Cal State Early Apply. Grade, you have to submit a second one. The interesting thing here is that what you see here is what I wrote in consultation with Jane Ratton, Miss Enciso, Bella Enciso. So whatever we got together and wrote it, which we put it in the website, is what it is getting. So all of a sudden, here is what it is. The students may not have to come here to the website. They can use AI as the user interface to get that information from you. So websites become an important aspect of it. Also, what we put is what it gets. So if you put the wrong information, AI will give you the wrong information. So it becomes very important. So AI gets this information from various sources. One is web scraping from the web, specified databases, user, and public databases. So here's what I'm saying right now. If you want advisement, you can have advisement much easier. You don't have to create a user interface, go and bother your head in coming up with a web interface. What you need to do is to design a good website, put all the information in there, and what's the user interface? ChatGPT. So you ask the question, it goes into this thing. So we have to design our website in such a way that ChatGPT can get all the information and give it to our students. So as you can see, I'm chatting with the chatbot. So what is the user interface? What is my chatting? No screens. So AI is the UI, user interface. That's what I believe. All right, so now I'm going to show you very quickly one of the websites which I developed. So this is where we started, some AI, not a lot of AI. No code was written. Basically, I did it in 2 weeks for a international conference, less than $150 investment. That includes research and everything. We attracted more than 300 submissions and close to 500 participants on a shoestring budget. Made possible simply by the fact that I was able to visually design the website. Exciting? 2 months, took me 2 weeks, but wait what you're going to see with AI. It's really something that we should pay attention. So we provided no-cost registration to attendees from low-income countries. If I have some time, because I know I'm short of time, I'll quickly show what I did, hopefully. So here is the website, fully developed, as you can see. I got to say this, Lukma, no coding. All right, so your mom will be very proud of you. This is extensive program details, no coding, all this. And this is, we got about, 369 publications submitted. We did everything in here. And the way that we develop that is as follows. For example, this is one of the pages on my website. I don't write code. I click here, and I go here, and put whatever I want to put, it comes in there. Or I can create content by clicking here, and then I can have different styles of all these things. I can create contents, and I can create advanced stuff, make all these things different. For example, if I look at it, I create in contents, in buckets, drag, drop, and create. You don't need to be an IS major to do this. You don't. You need to have artistic talent and logical thinking. So what I'm saying right now here is that we can extend reasonably good information system development skills to all majors. But wait till you see the rest, and it will convince, in my opinion, hopefully, that you can do it with other things as well. So where do we go from here? Now that we have developed, we are able to develop these websites without coding. Visual, grab, put, make changes. Next step is generative AI. We are going to develop a sophisticated website by simply talking to ChatGPT. I have put a link, a 6-minute video. You can watch it later. It's in my curated reading, how it is done, at least to get an idea. So I will give you, I just snapped a few screens from there to just give you an idea how you can do this. So what you do is you come up with an idea. You go and look at a website and say, this is a website I want to design. You get a picture, first page picture of the website. Take that website, which is a template, and input into ChatGPT, and you chat with the GPT. Tell ChatGPT, this is what I want. This is what I like. So it generates the code. You take the code, check it in something called CodePen. There's a place you put the code. It will show you what your website looks like. You're not happy. It never happens. It's always the case. If you are an administrator or somebody else, or you have supervised a project, you got to talk about 6-7 times before something is done. ChatGPT is no different. So you talk to that, say that change this, change that, and finally you get a website without coding. So how does it work? So here what you see is the front page of a website which I saw. Actually, this was done by somebody else, so I can't claim credit. This is about a pet store. This is the top of the page. This is the bottom of the page. So I like this. I'm going to start a web store myself. And I don't want to code, obviously. Who wants to code? So what I do is I capture that web page. By the way, this is ChatGPT 4 because you need to have generative AI. So ChatGPT 4 is generative AI. So you capture the web page, the front page of the web that you like, or you can have a template. Then you talk to the ChatGPT. You say, I'm reading, because you may not be able to read it. So I'm talking to chatting with ChatGPT. You are an expert web designer and developer. I would like to recreate the web design that I provided in the attached image using HTML and CSS. Don't worry about it. You don't need to know the details. And needs to be responsive as well. The website belongs to my company, Woofit, and it serves as a pet store selling pet-related products and so on. So you describe to ChatGPT. You give an idea template and describe. ChatGPT obviously will generate the code for you. Very nice. Very nice. Don't get too excited because it makes mistakes like us as well. So you put the code in there. This is what you wanted while here, but this is what it produced. Not really the same thing, right? Not really the same thing. So then you go and by section, this is like if you have tutored your children, you have to go step by step. Explain this, explain that. So you do the same thing. So you take one section and give more information. What do you say? So then you go on a step by step, section by section. You say with the instructions given above, so I put another screenshot. Here is the next section of my website, video section and client section. The video can be played automatically and no need for play controls. Links for the respective images and videos are as follows. You put in there, it goes and does the job again. Generates the code, and you finally get the full website. That's how it works. I didn't write a line of code. The reason I put it here, I didn't show the entire page because it would take too much time and so on. You don't have to give a sample template. You can have handwritten templates and move from there as well. So what are the implications? Now I think advanced IS development can be taught to other majors. Websites can be developed rapidly with no coding or relative ease. What is important now? We have to teach our students a new skill, a new sub-skill. What is it, the new sub-skill? How do we talk to an AI? That's a new skill. So that's known as prompt engineering. So we need to include that prompt engineering, in my opinion, in writing courses, reading courses, and so on. Prompt engineering is like we have grammar in languages. Prompt engineering has certain structure. I won't go into details. There's another video I put in that gives you a lot of information about prompt engineering. So a prompt should have a task. You should say a task. What do you want to do? So you say generate a report. Context, provide a context. I'm a department chair at 4-year college and want to increase enrollment for information systems. I have limited resources to reach out to feeder schools. Please give me a 12-month plan to increase. That's it. Give an example. I increased enrollment by 30%. I think our associate dean is here. We did that this year. If I'm not, I can attest that I'm not lying. I need to present it to the dean of the college. I need to present my plan and put it as a report this way, that way. It should be professional but friendly. So that's what I would say. It's not that I'm simplified version I'm giving it. It takes a little bit more time and effort, but just want to. So my prompt is like that. I am telling ChatGPT, you are the chair of the Department of Information Systems at a 4-year college, so and so, and write a brief report. I just put Professor Nancy Walter Perez, so if I say Ty Jackson, he will want the report, so I put somebody else, some other dean, so they won't demand the report from me. So should include a synopsis and so on. So this is how you come up with a conversation prompt. So we need to teach that. We need to teach that, in my opinion, at 30 writing courses and so on. So that's what I think. So prompt engineering must be included. There is a new soft skill in my opinion, which is how to talk to AI. How do you talk? Prompts make a lot of difference. I will show you later on an example where prompts make a lot of difference. So having said all these things, so you have seen 3 things I've shown. We started with retrieving information with Google. Just got it. We have to synthesize. We have to make the knowledge. Then I showed you the other one where you ask Copilot. It synthesizes the information for you, telling you how would you apply. So that gets all the information and gives you that way. And the third one I showed, it generates, what did it generate? It generated a website. So there are 3 things. So we have to do it, and we will do it. Now I'm going to show you some examples just to convince you. And I've taken Microsoft Excel. Invariably, everyone uses Microsoft Excel at one point in time. So that's the best way. Instead of taking some other information systems development, I've used it to show you what is coming, so you are prepared. 2 weeks ago, I had to change this my presentation because 10 days ago there was a new release of Copilot, which is much better than the other one. So over the last 1 week, I had to change my. That's living with information technology. So these are the things that Copilot works with. Office, we'll start with Office. We teach that in 2 other courses, lower division and upper division. It works with Word, works with Excel, works with PowerPoint, Teams, and so on. So let's say that we want, so here is the concept. If you grasp this, in no time you can start working with Copilot and start doing things. So the concept Microsoft says is that you bring in web information You bring in work information, web work. You generate using artificial intelligence the report or whatever that you want to create, put it on a page, invite your colleagues to cooperate, and AI will also work with you because that's something that you will use for generating these things. So you get things from your website, all the information from your work, the files that you have you don't share, create whatever you want to create, generate, put it on a page, call everybody else, you work with them, and you and AI work with you. So I call it you, I, and AI. Three of us work together. So that's all. So here is an example, then you will believe. So let's say that we want to create a proposal for installing EV chargers in LAX. The first thing you will do is a normal chat, synthetic chat. You will say, give me some information about LAX. What is the passenger traffic? How many parking spaces are there? How many EV chargers are there? It gives you all the information, gets you started. You think there is an opportunity there. So what do you want to do? You want to start creating a proposal. So you go into AI and you ask AI with this request, create a proposal, outline it as a table for sales, same structure as the opportunity. So we already won another one, use the same structure. We have a proposal in our work, and based on customers' requirements from the page, include a description and links to relevant resources for each station. So we are asking it. This is an actual example. This is, and I'm not giving you a hypothetical example. So it goes there. Copilot creates in table format what you requested. You take a look. This is Copilot here on this side. It creates, then you say, put it here, put it in the pages. Call your colleagues to share it and work with you, collaborate and work with you. So you got the information from work and web, and this is the page. So how many are involved here? You asked the question. What was the question you asked? This is the question you asked. And you said create it from this proposal we already have and use whatever you have. So it did create that. You put it in a common place known as a page. Think of it as a meeting room. Meeting room for you, your colleagues, and what? AI. You and I and AI. That's what it is. So then you can proceed developing it. So what are the implications? I can't give the same assignments I gave my students. What takes 4 weeks, done it in 1 day. AI is doing the research for you, so you don't want to do that. So we need to start teaching something different, I believe, as to how to use AI and how to understand. So our job right now is to teach students how to figure out what AI has done is right, correct, check, and then proceed further. So I'm going to show you some examples in Excel. This is what I'm planning to include after reviewing quite a few. I took, again, this is from the latest release of Microsoft. Excel is most widely used, so you would also appreciate what it can do. No codes, no formulas, no programming. Not for all, for a lot. And we will develop things by chat. So here is the first example. Here is a spreadsheet I created by getting information from my files, my customer intelligent files, customer data, product data. So this one has product information, prices, and all kinds of stuff, this, that. So I'm going to manipulate this. Normally you have to write what? What do you have to write? Formulas. Now this is what I do. So AI, Copilot, will create the formulas for me. It will try to provide an understanding. It will help me do advanced analysis. And it can also do sentimental analysis. I'll go with a couple of these things, take a look, go back, and you will be thrilled. So I'm asking ChatGPT. For this, please add a column of total revenue. Refer to the price worksheet. That's what I ask. That's all I ask. So it goes, it does it, explains to me, this is what I did. I calculated the price, if you can't read it, revenue for each product by multiplying the number of units sold by the corresponding price of the product. It does it, gives you an explanation. Creates this formula. I don't think I will create this formula. Mine will be slightly different, but this is correct. It gives you the first few values, so you can check to see whether it is correct. Then you say insert. The whole column is inserted. Everything done. Did you write a formula? No. So if I give this to my student, he will finish it in 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. So what do I teach? I have to teach the syntax, but he doesn't have to remember that. He or she doesn't have to remember. They, to be correct, they don't have to remember the program. So this is a major change. So here is another one. You can ask it to create diagrams. You simply say, what is the total revenue for each category so far in 2024? Create the chart, and you get the chart. And here is another one. This is the third sheet on the spreadsheet, which has customer feedback. So you ask the question from Copilot. Summarize the top 3 customer concerns that we should focus on. This has all the customer concerns. So it lists the following three. Does the sentiment analysis for you. No need to write any code, nothing whatsoever. Then you say highlight those comments where this one, charging speed and reliability were the concern. It highlights. I don't know how to write this code. Honestly, I teach Excel. I've been teaching Excel for a while. I simply don't know. But now I don't have to teach coding. I can teach analysis. So 4 weeks of Excel, I can give it to them. They will go to ChatGPT and they will submit it. They will wait till 4 weeks, mind you. They won't submit it in a day. And formulas. Sentiment analysis, I couldn't include. I can include. So the emphasis right now shifts from creating formulas and coding to understanding and testing and decoding all these things. So that's how we should evolve our curriculum. College algebras take a new meaning, more logic and so on. So I'm going to go to, because I'm running late I think, so we'll go to just give one more example. You can also perform deeper analysis. So here is a spreadsheet. You simply ask ChatGPT, get deep analysis results using Python. It comes back to you and says, to perform deep analysis, it would be useful to visualize the revenue by category over time and so on. It tells you how it can be done, creates the course, and displays the chart. I don't have to write a Python program to create a chart. It said something about the description here says use Seaborn. I didn't know what Seaborn is. I've been teaching programming. Some of you may, but I'm using it. So that's the difference. So having said that, so what's the implication? Teach deep analysis in the interrupted course without Python. We can do it. Teach analysis, not coding. So that's what it is. So there are so many other examples, but I don't think I will have time. So I will move on to, so what do we teach and include in the curriculum? So this is the CIS curriculum. I have worked with it very closely, interacted with many of you, the graduate dean, the undergraduate dean, and so on. So thanks for bearing my frequent questions and so on. You have been great. So we have a common core, we have an IS core, we have 3 options. AI, first thing I will do when I return from my sabbatical leave is to include Office 365 in the common core. That is CIS 3010 and CIS 1200. Introduce it I will teach these things. I will teach these things at the very beginning. People think AI cannot be taught at the very beginning. That's what I will do. So I have already shown you how AI can be used here. Code generation, Excel here, and there's an expert in my colleague here, Dr. Ariel. I'm sure he has many ideas about introducing AI. All these places you can introduce AI. So I am listing 2 courses, BIS 10, 10, 30, 50, prompt engineering, soft skills including talking to AI. And here is where I will include whatever I talked about. So in the lecture part, I will include fundamentals of AI resources, prompt engineering in business, seeking jobs with AI. I am amazed. I've been helping my student find a job. Usually go to these job fairs. There are AI job applications. You put in your information in there, this AI program will apply on your behalf, modifying accordingly. Each day you can apply to 750 jobs. 750 jobs. We need to teach them that. I think I have a better idea of getting a job through here than anything else. No, I already have a job, thank you. So, what are some of the challenges? Accuracy. Sometimes it's not accurate. You got to check. There is bias, there is plagiarism. Textbooks lag. So we have to start using YouTube's websites to teach these things. Each area in AI has an expert, like, as I said, Dr. Arun Ariel. He has to find out what AI can be applied. There are copyrights. We need to always learn, which I like, some don't. And we have to separate hype from reality. Business school, no coding, we are ready. Include an information literacy course in GE. Don't throw anything at me. There is a lot of opposition for this, but incorporate a topic of the art of conversation with AI, business communication. We don't use our websites. We have to put in more information. Don't worry too much. Thank you for agreeing with it. We don't use it very effectively. That's what I feel. Many questions that we answer can be answered. We are answering these repeatedly. Now you don't have to worry about the user interface. AI user interface. Put it in there. They will query using AI. So I look at information systems more as knowledge systems now. So from here, these are my last two slides. What is my next thing? I have done advisement website. I have created course websites, and then I moved on to Microsoft Teams. I'll move back to course websites. This is what I want to find out. If I put all the information in my course website, then I will query using artificial intelligence to get information out of my website and see what is coming out of it. Is it answering the questions that the students ask? I will find the questions that students ask. Then modify my website, which is easy and simple, so that they can use ChatGPT to qualify. As a matter of fact, Google Gemini right now has a section where you can use it to study books in the OpenStax textbook repository. For example, I wrote a question to Gemini. Question me on TCP/IP. Maria and Louis, you might know it. And it wrote about 6 questions. Those are the questions I would write. So, tremendous opportunity. That's what I'm going to do. And finally, my conclusion: AI has been around for a while. It's pervasive. I've been in this field for decades, 4 decades, so I've seen it happening from the beginning of PC. This is a second major change. AI and data analytics are cross-functional, so we had to put it in common core courses. No code development is a reality with AI. AI should be introduced in lower level courses. If we don't do, you have talked about digital divide, there will be an AI divide. In your company, the person who uses AI will advance much faster than the person who doesn't. There will be a divide. AI cannot be fully trusted. Will AI reduce jobs? I'm not very sure. They said the same thing about computers. There will be new type of jobs created. So I want to just show you one example of, before I complete all this. So here is AI use. With this I will conclude what I say. If you can't see it clearly, this is a tutorial in a book. There is a question 8, and there is an AI student assistant. So the student doesn't understand this, clicks on the AI, and so the student assistant, which is the AI, asks the student, I see that you are having some questions, can I help you? Then the student says, I'm confused, not a good prompt, needs prompt engineering. No worries, can you tell me what you understand about the difference between macroeconomics and microeconomics? Students, prompt engineering no good here, so The student says, I need a definition. So the student as an AI gives the definition, and the student says, as you are, this is hard, can you give me the answer? And the AI student as and say, I can't give you the answer, but I can help you out. So it goes on and on and on. So such is the power of things that most of the time the questions asked is we talk about writing, producing reports. And the question is, when I go to this chess meeting, what can we actually improve in these cases? I hope you took something away from here. There is something definite that we can improve. And it is finally, I want to end with this. You, I, and AI. Thank you. I hope I didn't take too much of your time.
So thank you. First, I want to say that being in the space with a pure genius is always a privilege. That's you. And when he says it's easy and simple, is that really a thing? But what I want to point out that we should not miss from today is that our wonderful professor shared with us another opportunity for us to increase access for our students in a space where the intention is for our students to be left out. And I want to be very intentional about saying this. It is not the intention for our students to have a curriculum that is forward-facing around this technology. And if we do not take it on as a justice issue, as an equal issue, as an issue, just like you would take on using a computer or being aware of another forefront of education, then we are knowledgeably actually negating the fact that they're going to be left behind. So I want to say that as much as people don't like a president to talk about curriculum development, and they don't like a president to talk about an academic plan, and they don't like a president to talk about any of the things that I'm talking about right now, be clear, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it today, and I'm going to talk about it over and over again. Anything that you all see that is leaving our students behind is an issue, and we must address it as a community together. And I thank you for pointing that out. Thank you.